Alright guys, we're about to go into round 3. Hopefully we can do some winning here that isn't because our opponent timed out. Well, turns out I guess he dropped after the game started. But at any rate, yeah, so we're about to play round 3. Hopefully we can come out of this 2-1, and we'll just have to see how things go, as is usual. Alright, lost the die roll. Alright, this is a pretty good hand. About to say we hadn't seen the Mardu Scout yet, and it's the 3rd round, which it is, but we didn't play one of them, basically, so... Okay, I guess he's just going to play his land in his second main phase. Yes, he is. Alright, we're going to lead with a mountain, so that we can just cast our Mardu Scout next turn if we want to. Calcisma Behemoth plus Temur Battle Rage is a pretty nice beating. So yeah, we'll play our Mardu Scout. Handle it our turn. Meringue River Prowler can't block, so that works out well for us. Trying to decide if I want to drop the Behemoth right now. I think the answer is yes, especially if he doesn't have a way to block. Yeah, I think we play the Behemoth, and the next turn we can swing with it and keep mana for Cut with Venom or Temur Battle Rage up. And Temur Battle Rage here could just crush him super fast. So, and worst case scenario, if we decide not to do either of those things, we can play our Outrider or play out our Skirmisher and swing. I mean, if he doesn't have a way to block here, it's going to be brutal. I mean, we're going to hold on to the Battle Rage until we can wait for him to tap out. I mean, he could just ultimate price our dude and things like that. So, yeah, if he doesn't play a blocker, looks like he is though, and it's an annoying as hell one. So if we Battle Rage right here when he's tapped out, he's going to get 2 cards, but we're going to hit him for 8 with our Behemoth. Or for 10 with our Behemoth if he blocks our Scout, and then we can play our Skirmisher. See what we draw before we do all this thinking. Yeah, I mean, we could also hold off on Battle Raging at all until next turn, when we'll be swinging with an Outrider, a Mardu Scout, and a Behemoth. And I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll just play our Outrider and attack with everything next turn. Chances are this gets exploited to something. Could be a Silumgar Butcher, which would be annoying, but we still get to keep these 2 probably if that happens. Silumgar Butcher, is it? Is it time for you? I mean, maybe it would have been better to swing with my Scout there and trade with the Scholar. But he's just such an annoying blocker that, I don't want my opponent to just generate value off of killing my Mardu Scout, you know? So. Alright, we'll take 2. If he taps out for a Butcher, we are just swinging with both these guys next turn. Could be a Drown or 2 or something like that. Oh, Profaner of the Dead. Okay. I mean, if he exploits, is it Toughness? Yeah, so we're going to lose our Mardu Scout and our Outrider for a turn here. I mean, I would assume he's going to sacrifice his Youthful Scholar. Be pretty good right now. Thinking. I don't know what there's to think about. I mean, if he sacks the Prowler, he only takes away our Scout. I mean, he can recast the Prowler potentially if he has black permanents, but that's still not very good value. Sacking the Youthful Scholar is where all the value is going to be. He gets 2 cards to bounce 2 of my cards, basically. Oh, he went with a Profaner. Okay, really interesting. I mean, we still are losing the same 2 creatures. But I'm okay with that. So we'll lose our Outrider and our Scout for a little while anyway. I think here we swing with our Behemoth and then we play our Outrider. And we can Tamer Battle Rage if we want to. Maybe we should. I mean, we'll get in for 8 if we do that, and then we can play our Scout and our Skirmisher, and that seems pretty good. Yeah, I think that is what I'm going to do. Oh, we can't play Scout and Skirmisher, but we can play Scout and Karsi High Priest. Okay, and that's if we don't Battle Rage here. I think I'm going to Battle Rage though. And we'll just play our Priest. So bam. Yeah, draw your cards. Play our High Priest. And we'll end our turn. We do really need some removal sometime soon. We have Cope with Venom, which I guess can work as it in a pinch. Alright. Hopefully that means he's on the defensive and not about to kill us. It seems unlikely that that's about what's about to happen to us. Alright, Zephyr Scribe. Hello. If I draw a land, I can play Scout and Outrider, which would be pretty nice. If I don't, I can play Scout and Skirmisher. Alright, so do we want to dash with our Mardu Scout? Maybe we do want to dash with our Mardu Scout here, because we can dash it and then play. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, it'll put him at 6 if he doesn't block it, which is a pretty vulnerable. All right. And then we'll play our Outrider, who will have Formidable. He may tap down the Outrider now, but we're okay with that, I think. All right, rebounding his breath. Yeah, I think if I were him, I'd tap down maybe the Outrider. The Outrider has Trample. It's going to have first strike when it swings, and I don't have to pay mana for it. He can just chump block the Behemoth. It's hard to chump block a 4/2 first strike with Trample. Tarkir High Priest isn't really doing it for me. It was probably a bad idea to put him in the deck. I'll probably side him out for something momentarily. He just doesn't have enough good synergies. I mean, he's a good card, but he just doesn't have the stuff you really want him to have in this deck, like good creatures to sacrifice. Like, he's better in the Exploit deck for sure. I'd actually never played him before, but I'd seen it played, so he can also do some digging here if he wants to. And it looks like he will. See what he puts in his graveyard here. We do have 2 dash creatures in our hand. He knows about one of them, but I mean that can help us go wide and potentially win sooner than he thinks we can. Monastery Lore Master is what he discarded. So like, on the off chance he does something here that doesn't really develop the board, we can dash in with 2 guys and have enough mana to play our Calcisma Behemoth's cost, and that could be pretty big. Depends on what else he does, of course. Right, he hit the Behemoth again though, so. But still dashing in with 2 could be nice. Our opponent playing a little slow here. He may be trying to be careful. I mean, he is at 6 life, and we've got a pretty nice board position. Although this Meringue River Prowler is slowly beating us to death. But it not being able to block is a pretty big liability. So I'm okay with it. I haven't seen any black permanents yet, which is interesting. We've also got Coat with Venom potentially, which can take out basically anything, as long as it doesn't also have first strike, whatever he's attacking into. Okay, reduce in stature. Wow, he's putting it on that guy too. That seems a little strange. I mean, he could have tapped down. It does take away our Formidable, but it won't really because of what we're going to do. But it does seem a little strange. We also actually, now the Tarkir High Priest is going to come in, be useful because we can just lose our Behemoth and not think twice about it. So we'll take the 2. Okay, so what happens if we dash in everything? We can swing for 9. He's going to have to block somewhere. And we can coat with Venom to make it so that he... Ooh, Corpse Swept. I think that is what we're going to do. We're going to dash in with everything. Yeah, and just hold up our... coat with Venom to be used if we see it as necessary. And maybe we don't want to dash with the Skirmisher, actually. If we don't, it means we can leave. I don't think we do want to dash with the Skirmisher. We're just going to cast him. If we don't, it means we can hold back for the Calcisma Behemoth to sacrifice it and get a 2/2. So, like, even if he kills one of these guys or whatever to take away our Formidable, granted, if he can kill one of them, he can probably kill our Outrider. He could have Whisk Away. That's a real possibility. But even if he does, it's not going to break us. So we will enter combat mode. And and attack with both of them. Now the question is, do we want to save our guy? And I think the answer is no. I think we let him die. Hold on to Coat with Venom, like to save us from a removal spell, or if things get worse. Right now, I mean, it's going to be hard for him to win this game. He's going to 2 right now, unless he also whisks away or something. Oh, and he may be. Butcher's Glee. Okay, that does help him some. Makes him so he regenerates, +3, +0, yeah, so he's going to gain 5 and lose 4, so it's not going to have as big of an impact, but we got that card out of his hand. Interesting, he didn't decide to block, oh, because of first strike is why. That's why. Makes sense. So he goes to 2, and then he's going to go up to 7. So maybe if our opponent has a bunch of reducing statures, we do want our High Priest in here. Corpse Weft will start coming in handy next turn as well, because we're going to have the Calcisma and the Mardu Scout in our graveyard. What did he discard? An island. Yeah, I mean, he's digging for a way to try to survive. All right, we won. Corpse Weft showed up for us, but we didn't actually use it. We saw lots of ground creatures, but he's blue, so surely he has some flyers, so Magmatic Chasm isn't really what we want. Maybe we want Kindled Fury. Maybe it should be in our deck anyway, because of the fact that we have so many guys, X1 guys, or, you know, high power, low toughness guys. But I don't think so. I mean, maybe an argument can be made to get rid of the High Priest and to bring in like Shambling Goblin or something. But Self-Inflicted Wound is green or white, yeah, so we don't want it here. I don't know. The High Priest, which we have 2 of, incidentally. The High Priest is nice with reducing stature. Like, we can get value out of our guys even after they've been reduced. And that's relevant. Shambling Goblin. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to stick with the Karsi High Priest, and we're just going to run this back out there. It's a pretty good game considering we didn't get any of our removal and we still won. So, all right, I think we keep this. We've got removal, we've got a Battle Rage, and a Sabertooth Outrider, which is a pretty good combination. And we're on the draw, so... Well, we drew a Coat with Venom, which is certainly good, but not amazing. At this point, anyway. All right, glad to see he hasn't done anything yet either. Okay, a Morph. Fine by me. Come on, let's draw something we can play in turn 3. You can do it, deck. Well, it's something we can play now that blocks okay against a Morph. So we'll just play it. We're not going to exploit it. No. And I guess we'll play a Swamp, just, you know. We do have Coat with Venom, and I doubt we would ever use it in this situation, but it is Coat with Venom. Anticipating something. This hand is looking pretty nice. We need to draw a few more creatures for it to really come together, I think, but it's a pretty sweet hand for sure. Alright, and that does, I think, make it a little better too. We're just going to play out the Outrider and end our turn. Next turn we may Tormenting Voice. What if this is Ojutai Interceptors? He seems stuck on 3 lands, which sucks even after anticipating. Okay, reduce in stature. So he may have more than one of those. He also may not. Alright, so now we're definitely going to be Tormenting Voicing here. And we're going to discard our land. And we drew 2 more lands, so that's not great. But it means it's going to slow down our flooding later. Man, he's still stuck on lands. Alright, Reckless Imp. We're just going to cast it. We're not going to do anything else with it. We're not going to dash it, is what I mean. And we'll end our turn. Jeskai Sages galore. Right, getting more removal is good. Means we can deal with basically any threats we see while our Reckless Imp slowly attacks him in the air. And we will pass to his turn. Hold up. Alright, sorry about that. I received a package in the middle of recording. Alright, so it's his turn. Yes, it is. And so what were we thinking here? Yeah, we're holding up all our removal basically. Alright, so attackage. Let him attack if he wishes to. Vulture Saving, pretty great. He's going to be able to draw 3 cards now, basically. It also shuts down our Imp's aggression. We'll probably use Coat with Venom to get through that, since we have the 2 other removal spells. But he is drawing 3 cards here, so that's a little scary for us. So we got 8 cards in his hand. He's going to have to discard something. So at least there's that. Because he already played a land this turn too, I believe. Yeah. Alright, more lands. We'll swing with our Imp. So we'll go with Venom. Get rid of the Aven. I was willing to use Coat with Venom because we have the Flatten and the Reach of Shadows, so those 2 together are pretty nice. Yeah, reducing stature is pretty good against us. Ooh. Yeah, Dragon Lord Ojutai is bad, but we can actually... So we're in pretty good shape there. I mean, it is really scary to see, especially if we can't get through this game for one reason, if we have to go to game 3 to know that he has that. Yeah, Dragon Lord Ojutai is just so good. I'm actually kind of inclined, I mean, this is why he's splashing white, clearly, but I'm inclined to use the Reach of Shadows instead of the Flatten, just in case he has, like, what am I trying to say? In case he has, like, a way to protect it, pump it. I doubt he does, but... So, maybe I will try the Flatten first. See if he can protect it. Because if he has like a counter spell, it would counter either of them anyway. Alright, Butcher's Glee actually isn't going to work there, right? Regeneration can't work on -4/-4, can it? No, it can't. So that works out for us. I was pretty sure those were the rules. Opponent apparently didn't realize that. Glad I didn't use Reach of Shadows. So we got rid of the big Dragon Lord. Yeah, Dragon Lord Ojutai is good, but I mean, if you have removal, he's, you know, you can deal with him, just like any creature. He doesn't always have hexproof, luckily, so only when he's not swinging. Oh, man. Reducing everything in stature. So I'm glad I did keep the Karsi High Priest in, because it'll be good against him. Okay, Corpse Weft. We don't actually have any creatures in our graveyard right now, but we're going to play it anyway. We're going to have them eventually, I can assure you. And we'll end our turn. And we don't have anything else to do this turn anyway. So, I'm alright with this. Alright. If I were him, I probably would have played that face down. He's probably got some other plays, though. Like that guy. I mean, it's kind of silly for him to play that here, because we're going to get our creatures back, and they're not going to be reduced. He may just be playing it as a blocker, or as a 3/3 body, which is relevant right now for sure. So that may be his plan. That's what he should do. He could also draw a card if he wanted to, but it wouldn't impact the board at all. So yeah, he's just playing him as a nice body, one who will block and be able to get some Corpse Weft action off of. Right, Hardened Berserker gives us a guy who can just trade with that. If we want to, I probably won't trade with it at this point. Maybe I will, though. I mean, I can trade and then Corpse Weft my dude from my graveyard and get a 2/2, which is pretty sizable right now. I'm curious about this morph, though. I'm glad I've still got a Reach of Shadows, because it could be something big, but it could also be something minor. It's kind of surprising he hasn't unmorphed it yet, but he's had stuff to do every turn because he drew so many cards. So, okay, our opponent disconnected apparently. It's been an interesting tournament. Hopefully he comes back. I will pause until he does. All right, our opponent is back. Let's see what he does here. Or, well, what I do here. I already did it. I forgot when he disconnected. But I already did everything I could do. Can start beating us down with this good old lurker, but I don't think that's going to be a viable way for him to kill us in the long run. Something else big and scary. Does he have Silumgar too? Okay, well, we're probably going to have to Reach of Shadows that bad boy. Sucks about our imp is we can never like block with it and have it corpse weft. So that's annoying. All right, we will reach of shadows right there. And we'll take one. Hopefully it doesn't have another dragon, right? That would be bad. Ooh, Silumgar Butcher is exactly who we want to see right now. So we're gonna play our Butcher, sack our Imp, since our Imp is like completely useless. He tells me I draw everything. I actually had most of those in my hand for a long time. So we'll sack the Imp, because he's mostly useless to us at this point. And we'll kill the Profaner. And then we swing with those two. Alright, he's going to draw himself another card. Been lots of card draw. And then at the end of his turn, we'll corpse weft and put a 2/2 goblin zombie. Let's hope he doesn't have another huge dragon. It would certainly be an issue. Okay, he has a Zephyr Scribe. That's what he has. And a Youthful Scholar. So lots of more card draw to be had from our opponent. Yeah, we're gonna corpse weft. The end of his turn. So corpse weft, get us a zombie. And we'll just swing with everything. You know, we can trade and then get value because of corpse weft. So, other than trading the zombie token, it's a zombie horror actually. How about that? They're basically the same dudes on the front of that card. That's cool. Not sure why he wants to block like that. Yeah, I mean you could kill my Berserker. Yeah. Makes more sense. Unfortunately we don't have Ferocious, so like Femur Battle Rage isn't nearly as good now as it could be at other times. As it is at other times. Hopefully we don't win another one on a timeout. That'd be a pretty lame showing, I think. We'll hold on to the mountain. We don't need 10 lands in play for any purpose. If I got more black, I might play it, since later the corpse weft could be relevant for the corpse weft. Deadly Wandering is actually pretty good right now for our opponent. The good news is we do have Tamer Battle Rage, so we can deal with a Deadly Wanderings to up Zephyr Scribe relatively easily, because the double strike will kill it. Well, at least with our Butcher. Does it only get... Oh yeah, it only gets it to power, so yeah, all of our creatures can still kill the thing. And he won't gain life or anything, so... And we're going to make another zombie at the end of his turn. Okay, that is going to buy him time. Interesting he chose to tap that guy, but I'm perfectly okay with it. I mean, I don't think he's going to swing here. He is. Okay, well, that's a little crazy, but perfectly okay with us. It'll take him back up to 18, I guess. We're going to block so we can make an even bigger Corpse Wife token. One that'll give us Ferocious, actually. So that's relevant. So these two guys are gone. Okay. It's a big zombie horror. Okay, Bathe in Dragonfire. We're just going to use that now. And then we can swing for 3/5. Not quite enough to kill him. So I think I'm going to hold up the Battle Rage. If he plays a blocker, we can just charge through it with our Battle Rage, keep him from gaining life. So we don't want to use it just yet. Corpse Wife coming in handy here in our last game. So lucky guy. Yeah. Luck does play a role in Magic, certainly, but we also just have a lot of removal. So a lot of really high quality removal. But, you know, it is true that luck usually when you win, you have to have a few things go your way in Magic. There's a luck factor involved. All right. So if he plays no blockers, he does seem to be getting flooded, so I understand his frustration. Okay, well that's that is a pretty lucky draw. We'll cast him with dash, swing with everything, which will be lethal. So yeah, that one is certainly a pretty lucky top deck. He probably has removal of some kind though. That's one of his problems, is we didn't see hardly any removal. All right. We won. Wow, our opponent had an Aven. Why didn't he play his Aven Surveyor? Like, why is he showing me that? Why would you not play that? He could have bounced a zombie token, a big zombie token. But anyway, all right. Thanks for watching. That was a Dragons of Tarkir draft. I think this might actually be the last one I do, but we'll see. I may squeeze one more in. Magic Origins is coming out soon, so there may be a week where I skip drafting because I'll be sort of preparing and getting ready for the Magic Origins events, and figuring out how I want to draft that particular set. But we'll see. I may draft once more. We went 2-1 here, which is nice. So we got a couple packs. Granted, one of our wins was on a timeout, but still, a win's a win. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment if you